Have you ever talked so much only to realize nothing really changed? The more you explain, the more misunderstood you feel. The more you try to prove yourself, the more labels others throw on you. And then one day, it hits you. True strength doesn't come from words. It comes from the silence you choose. There comes a point when you realize talking doesn't really change anything. Not truly. You can explain yourself 100 times. You can beg, reason, and justify, and still nothing changes. Because most people don't listen to understand. They listen to reply, or to judge, or to label you with what they've already decided. And once you grasp that truth, everything shifts. You begin to see that silence isn't the absence of noise. It's control. It's a sharpening of the soul. It's the first sign that you're no longer living to be understood. You're living to become strong. You begin to realize how much energy is wasted on arguments that go nowhere, on explanations that don't matter, on opinions that hold no real value. And then you learn something vital. Power doesn't scream. It doesn't beg. It doesn't need to announce itself in every room. Power listens. Power waits. Power watches, and when the time is right, it moves with precision, without asking permission, without seeking validation. This is the foundation of Stoic discipline, to stay silent not because you have nothing to say, but because you've trained yourself not to need to speak, not to perform, not to react. Epictetus said it clearly: we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. But most people flip that. They shout into the world, hoping their noise will earn them worth. The Stoic knows worth is built in solitude, tested in silence, revealed through action, not words. And here's the truth most people will never understand. When you stay silent, you're not surrendering. You're preparing. You're pulling back your energy from what's beneath you. You're saving your strength for what truly matters. Not every battle is yours. Not every opinion needs your correction. Not every insult deserves a reply. You rise above not because you're weak, but because you're focused. Because you've seen how distraction hides in debate, and how chaos lures you in so it can pull you back down. But not anymore. You're no longer available for that noise. Ruthlessness in Stoicism doesn't mean you're cruel. It means you've stopped negotiating with your weakness. You've stopped justifying your excuses. You've stopped explaining your boundaries. And most of all, you've stopped needing applause for doing what's right. Ruthlessness is clarity. You cut the excess. You cut the noise. You cut the drama. You cut the version of you that still needs to be liked. You began cutting through noise and shedding the version of you that needed approval. But now, there's something more subtle. That's still holding you back, a quiet, familiar voice that whispers in your mind. Maybe they'll understand me if I explain just one more time. Double quotes. No. Let them misunderstand. Let them leave confused. Let them tell their version of the story. Because your silence says everything it needs to. And that silence isn't empty. It's filled with training, reflection, and deliberate action. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire in the world. Yet his greatest battles weren't on the battlefield, they were within himself. He didn't fight for image. He fought for self-mastery, for clarity, for inner calm. Because he knew external chaos means nothing if your internal world is solid. That's what you're building. Not an image, not a brand, not a personality, but a mind that cannot be manipulated. A heart that doesn't break from gossip or rejection. A will that doesn't fold when others let you down. You want to be unstoppable? Then you must outgrow your emotional dependence on how others treat you. The truth is, most people don't care about the damage they cause. They only care about how they can spin the story in their favor. You will be betrayed, disrespected, overlooked, and the ones who do it will paint themselves as the victims. Let them. You don't need to argue. You don't need to tell your side. Your peace matters more than your reputation. And once you realize that once you stop performing for the crowd, you become dangerous. Because now you move with purpose. You don't react, you build. You'll start to notice something powerful. Your silence unsettles those who once controlled you. With chaos, they'll push harder. they'll provoke, they'll beg for a reaction. And when you give them none, when you hold your line with calm, they'll begin to reveal themselves. Because your silence forces them to face their own noise. Your discipline reflects what they've refused to fix. It turns you into a mirror, the kind of mirror most people hate to look at. But you don't need their approval. You never did. Everyone wants to be powerful. If you are willing to pay the price, power isn't in lifting heavy things. It's in carrying what no one sees. It's in doing what you said you would, long after the feeling is gone. It's in staying focused. When the world gives you 1,000 reasons to quit, it's in waking up before the world, training your body, sharpening your mind, and not needing to post about it. It's in saying no, not because you're harsh, but because you respect your time. You've learned to stay silent to protect your peace, to say no to protect your time and energy. But there's one more truth you need to embrace. Walking away doesn't mean you lost. Sometimes walking away isn't weakness. It simply means this isn't your battlefield. That's what discipline looks like. And that's what silence protects. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." And bravery isn't just about standing up to others. It's about standing up to yourself, to your laziness, to your excuses, to your craving for comfort. You want to be free? Then stop waiting. Stop waiting for the right mood. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. None of that is coming. The only thing that's coming is death. And if you don't get serious about how you spend your time, if you don't act with urgency, you'll die with your potential still locked inside you. That's the real tragedy. Not what others did to you, but what you refused to do for yourself. Everything you want, peace, power, clarity, respect, begins with one thing: self-discipline. And discipline is born in discomfort. It's built by doing hard things again and again until they become who you are. No announcement, no applause, just consistency. That's what separates you. That's what makes you dangerous. That's what gives you the right to be silent, because you've earned it. You're not avoiding life. You're building something the noise can't touch. Eventually, people who once doubted you will come back. They'll ask, "How did you do it?" They'll wonder, "Where did this confidence come from?" But they won't understand the price you paid, the silent nights, the hours of doubt, the pain you never shared. And that's okay. Let them wonder. Let your life speak. Let your presence silence the room. You don't owe anyone a backstory. You owe yourself results. So be silent. Be ruthless with your time, your energy, your standards. And be unstoppable. Not because the world told you that you could be, but because you decided it was time.